3-2 now. Pagan at the bell. Payoff pitch. High fly ball. Left center field. This one back. On its way. Ball game. Cubs win. Michael Conforto walks it off. And what a win here tonight. Holy cow.
Yeah. Be a hero.
His first career walk-off homer.
Michael Thomas Conforto, may the fourth be with you in a pinch hit appearance, swinging that stick like Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. A 5-4 W, that is the result, and 10 consecutive wins at Wrigley Field. It's time for us to roll. Pull up a chair because you have just got things going with us on Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. I'm Cole Wright. That's Elise Menaker. That right there is Ryan Sweeney. And right over his head, Christopher Antonacci. He's trying to give me some kind of information. We'll get that in just a second. But in the meantime, how good have these Chicago Cubs been? Unreal.
Unstoppable at home since April 11th. You know, the way that guys are just taking their roles, playing their roles, being ready, the pitching coming through when they need it, shutdown innings, responding after the Reds score. That's also been a theme for this offense. Just getting their opportunities when they are there, getting big swings when they need it. Really fun. Been really fun to watch.
12 in a row at the house, the 10th comeback win of the season. These guys, there's no telling them that they can't win a ball game.
No, and they just continue to feed off of each other. And we saw it earlier on in the ball game, too, when they got down 3, then Seiya comes back, hits a 3-run homer. They never give up. And when you just take a look at what they're able to do, the thing that stuck out to me the most of that Conforto interview is that he didn't get away from what his approach was. He knew in the back of his mind that Pagan had that split finger in his back pocket, but he said, hey, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to get a ball up out over the plate that I can drive, and that's exactly what he did. He got that fastball, and he didn't miss it.
Yeah, he knew that split piece, that would be dropping in the zone. That fastball stays right around letter high. All you can do is drive it, and that's all Michael Conforto did. He made life a whole bunch brighter for everybody that was in the ballpark, even with the delay. A sellout. Who made life brighter? Presented by Pella. Windows and doors. It was MTC. Michael Thomas Conforto. Just like that. See the ball, hit the ball. He was swinging, looking, and walking. Something tells me he might not go to sleep tonight until about 4 a.m.
Yes. I just love his approach. The ease with which he just goes with that pitch. It flies out. This is something he is developing a knack for, understanding his role, how to be ready, and then to piggyback off of what Ryan was saying, I thought in general in that 9th inning, taking advantage of mistakes in the zone. Some of these pitches like Pete's triple and then this Conforto home run, it's there for them, and they take it.
Well, he's a veteran hitter, too.
He knew the situation. Exactly. Matt Shaw came in to pinch run, and if that bat came back around, he said, I knew it would probably be me, and he was ready.
And that's what I'm saying. He's a veteran, and he stays ready. I mean, it is not easy to come off the bench and pinch hit, but to pinch hit in that type of situation where you know your team needs you to get on base, what did he do? He put it over the fence.
Yeah, Michael Conforto, what do they say? You don't have to get ready when you
stay ready.
And he stayed ready all game long, and it was just him pulling the trigger on that fastball. It wasn't about the split finger. It was about making sure he got one that he could see and get that barrel to, and that's exactly what we saw from Michael Conforto, and the way that the fellas are embracing him, and he stepped in the batter's box with his batting average right at 300, and he takes it up just a few ticks. Yes, this is an at-bat that he's going to remember for quite some time to come. You see right here, longest home winning streaks. The Cubs with a 12 spot right there, and as we said, they have rattled off 6 in a row. It was unbelievable, but who didn't think that the fellas could come back, especially with the way that they've been playing? And when you saw how things got started in the bottom of the 9th, you knew that there was plenty of wind in the sails of the Chicago Cubs. PCA at the plate once again, trying to get that fastball that he can drive, and boy, oh boy, our guy Dane out there in center field had trouble. I don't know if he did a recon mission. Yeah, I don't know if he knew that there was bricks behind that ivy, but either way, Pete right there, certainly a tempo setter.
And depending on how that ricocheted, I was wondering if he could go home. But then you have what Nico does. He does his job. Really what each guy is doing in this inning, they're just doing what they do best. This is one of Nico's strengths with runners in scoring position.
Well, we talked about it in the pregame show. Nico, 315 average with runners in scoring position in his career, and you knew that he was going to come through in that situation.
I'm sitting here like, oh, Nico's up. Never mind. He'll score him. Yeah.
And what did he do? He didn't wait around. He got a ball up. Sack fly.
A lot of times you're going to see that best pitch as the first pitch. But Michael Conforto, he waited just around a little bit, and he finally got the best pitch, at least for him to hit. What did you see, Sweeney?
Well, the thing is he took the pitches that was given. He fouled a couple back. You see here he gets an 0-0 count. Okay, he's ready to hit the fastball, but he gets a little slider breaking ball. Then he gets that split finger down and away. So now it's 1-1 count. He gets a fastball in, then he tries to go up. He's trying to change his eye level. He just fouls this 3-1 pitch off, and then boom, he gets that pitch that he's looking for out over the plate, the 94-mile-an-hour fastball. I mean, it's just refreshing to see a guy come off the bench like this and have such composure and such knowing what he wants to do at the plate. And Michael Conforto came through in a big situation.
You know, I have a good feeling we may see some more of those obvious T-shirts that say, I owe Michael Conforto an apology, rolling around Wrigleyville, because at the beginning of the year, a lot of people, well, we don't know. We saw his numbers from last year. The numbers this year, they've been eye-popping, Elise.
Well, and also, Ryan, it was when you and I were in studio, I want to say maybe like a month ago or so, where he tweaked some mechanics. He had talked to Bregman before the game, and ever since then, I think it was in that game, he had like a late game tying hit, something similar where he comes in late.
He kind of got his hands down in that position.
Yes, he got more athletic in his stance. I followed up with him about that, and that was, you know, just something where you're talking to your teammates, you're trying to find something that clicks, and ever since then, it has clicked for him. And so you got to give, as much as you give them credit for being ready, this is all the work that's happening behind the scenes. And they understand their roles. And so in order to be successful in those opportunities, it's like, yes, I need to understand the game, how it's evolving, but also I'm not going to get a lot of chances. And it's one of the hardest things to do in sports in this game, whether it's, I always think like DHing or pinch hitting. But in this game, you are tested and you have to come through when it matters. You won't always do it. But at times like this is the sweetest thing.
Yeah, it's about being able to trust in that process. And whether you're a fan of Derek Jeter's or not, he says when you prepare, that's when the game slows down. If you're not prepared, that's when it'll speed up on you a whole bunch. The force is with you, young Luke Skywalker.
Master Conforto.
Doesn't Mark Hamill look a lot like a young Nico Horner?
He does.
Just a little bit. Maybe if Luke Skywalker had a little more scruff. The fourth, it was with all the Cubs fans, Master Conforto. Yep, we all loved the way that one ended, and you know that Craig had a good feeling about it as well. Listen up.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it started out with just Pete kind of hanging in there on at bat and then getting a pitch that he could do some damage with, and you know, got a ball to the wall. It made a really hard play for the center fielder. You know, Nico doing what Nico does, and you know, just getting the run in. Like, you know, there's a pretty good probability he's going to do it. And then what Michael did is just, it's so hard. I mean, he didn't have an at bat this weekend. You know, so it's no at bats in 4 days. You know, there's nobody on base. You know, and it's, you know, but he's got the ability to do that. And he got a pitch up and put a great swing on it.
Greg, we had this awesome shot of you right as the ball left the yard, and you just were like, wow.
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
Well, I mean, I was really just thinking about like how hard, like when somebody goes and pinch hits there and they haven't been playing much, and just how difficult of an at bat that is. I mean, you know, just before the home run, he just puts together a good at bat, right, to get to that pitch, and it just respect for how hard that at bat is, and to deliver in that situation is, you know, just really hard to do and should make you enjoy it even more.
Pinch hitters have had pretty good success this year. Do they have a good routine? Out here, get ready?
Yeah, you'll have to ask Michael about that today. Whatever they're doing, we should probably keep doing it. I'm not exactly sure what the routine is, but let's keep doing it.
Is there much of an opinion of Conforto when his name came up in the spring, or are you guys just like in anybody can help mode? Let's bring him on.
Well, I think, look, Michael's had a really good career, been a really good player in this league. Had a tough year last year. You know, he'll tell you that too. But there's a lot of good baseball in Michael, and you know, we were fortunate that he chose us. And you know, I didn't know. I told him. I said I'm not sure there's going to be a ton of opportunity here, but I know what you've done and what you can do. And to his credit, it's he's had to kind of accept that he's probably not going to get as much playing time, but he's been ready and he's been a great part of the team.
It seems every button you pushed in this first quarter of the season has worked. Have you ever had a period of time with a team, every time you had to make big moves late, they worked out? It seems like it's almost every night.
Well, that's the players. I mean, that's the players doing their thing. And then we got good players, and when you got good players, that's what happens.
What have you thought of kind of that whole reserve group, the way they have kind of been all in?
Yeah.
Whatever they
Well, I mean, I think it's important, and I think that's why you try to find, jobs for everybody, and I think that's important. And when you can do that early in the season, I think it gives guys confidence. And some guys have smaller jobs, and some guys have bigger jobs, but you have a job to do. I think it just hopefully creates it creates a fun atmosphere for everybody, hopefully, and knowing that this time it's this guy's job, and maybe the next time it's somebody else's job.
What is it about Nico where, like you said, it often seems like he comes through those moments?
Well, he doesn't swing and miss. Simple as that. I mean, that's the trait. That's the trait you in those at bats. That's most important, and he's really good at that.
more and more dangerous.
Yeah.
Hitting wise, just how big was that home run?
Yeah, I mean, I thought we didn't have much to show against Petty, and I thought we had we had a bunch of near misses and some hard hit balls, and but Breggy and Ian let off with some walks, and we got a big swing, and sometimes that's how a night's going to work. They pitched pretty well after that, I thought. We got a pretty good rally against Ashcraft. He made some good pitches to Carson. But sometimes you just need one big swing, and I think one of the things about our lineup is that we've got a bunch of guys that can make that big swing, and tonight it was Seiya.
One more thing with Pete, it seemed like over the last 10 days the swing was coming. Were you seeing these better versions of the swing lately?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, what I'd say is just in that at-bat, it's just staying in the at-bat. The guy gets ahead of you, and the most important thing is just fight for the whole at-bat, sometimes a guy makes good pitches, and you're not going to get a hit. And sometimes a guy makes a mistake with 2 strikes, but if you're in that at-bat and ready to roll, then maybe it happens. But he got pitched tough on one. He just missed the ball in his first at bat. Some sliders from the lefty that beat him in the fourth at bat, third or fourth at bat. But stayed in that at bat and got I think it was a hanging split maybe, and took a good swing.
Pretty good comeback from Rollinson too after that tough one against Arizona.
Yeah, I mean those innings kind of go unnoticed when there's heroics in the bottom of the inning, but a 0 there against the top of their lineup, absolutely valuable.
Craig, who delivers the message to Conforto to be ready in that spot? Was that you or one of the coaches or?
Yeah, I mean it's the coaches for the most part. I mean, ultimately I make the final decision, and we were kind of waiting on the situation of the at bat to see who would hit. So it wasn't actually there was a chance that Matty Shaw hit there. We're just kind of waiting on what was the situation of the at bat.
Thanks, Craig.
Well, Craig leaning into that situational hitting, and the fellas,
Hi.
they delighted in every single situation. Hey! Would you eat yourself if you were made of a cheese?
Just say
off
yes
the
and
bench.
we'll move on.
Bottom of the ninth, full count. a walk-off home
I'm not
run,
even gonna
pinch hit
attempt that.
variety. I feel like a lot of Harry Carey impressions have morphed into either Will Ferrell's impression or Demp's impression. J.C. Cox, that's our guy out there in Arkansas when the Cubs win 5-4 and a walk-off home run on 5-4. J.C. just letting us know everything that we should have already known. Michael Conforto, he knew what time it was.
I love a
and he
good bat
knew
flip.
what day it was as well. Swing, look, walk, and make sure the dugout is giving you plenty of love, and make sure the fellas are gathered around home plate to celebrate with you. A 5-4 W. It is now 12 straight wins at the house. The fourth walk-off of the season. And in the face, that's right, some thirst quencher. Good old-fashioned water after a W, 5-4.